So Dalvin Cook is finally getting released, as we anticipated all along. What are the fantasy ramifications for both Dalvin Cook and for Alexander Mattison? This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. If you're new, hit that subscribe. Hit that like button for me if you can. That way you're made aware when new videos are added. So Friday, tomorrow, is when Cook officially will be released. But the reports came out today that the Vikings have decided to finally throw in the towel on the 28-year-old running back. Aging running back, very injury-prone running back throughout his career, but also a very effective back. He's been a running back one, talking about Dalvin Cook, throughout his career with Minnesota. 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's been money around the goal line. Solid but not spectacular receiver, although you always felt that he was capable of doing more there, maybe more scheme-related than anything. But Dalvin Cook generally has been a very good and at times extremely good running back in fantasy football purposes, but the annual injuries were always a drag. Ironically, last season, he wound up staying healthy for the first time in forever, but now Cook is going to have to find a new home, and the fallout here in Minnesota, at least, is that Alexander Mattison ascends to running back one status. This is what we've all been waiting for. Anybody who's owned Mattison as a handcuff the last 4 years, he's been very good when he's gotten spot starts. He scored 2 touchdowns. I believe it was 10 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns towards the end of last season, and one outing where he, handled the majority of carries over Cook. But nothing flashy for Mattison. He's been under 4 yards per carry each of the last 2 seasons. As a matter of fact, his first 2 years in the league were more impressive than his last 2. He's caught more than 30 passes only one time. But again, part-time duty. He is a capable receiver, very good runner as well, solid runner. But we got to see what Madison's going to be able to do when the hits start piling up during the course of a long season. December could be a struggle for him. Again, because conditioning-wise, he hasn't been a starting running back in 4 years. So if you do invest in Alexander Mattison this season, just know that if he's off to a hot start in September, October, I would 100% sell high on him because in December, the fumes are going to be running high. He's going to have nothing left because he's not conditioned to go a full season yet as a starting running back. Now, where does this place Mattison? I think it places him as a solid high-end running back, too, just on volume alone. Not much competition behind him. Now, as far as Dalvin Cook is concerned, the 2 teams mentioned most prominently are the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos make more sense. I know they signed Samaje Perine, who himself has been one of the best backup handcuff running backs to own the last couple of years, as they await for Javonte Williams to return. We've seen reports all over the map that he's going to be ready week 1. He's not going to be ready till October. He's going to be on PUP. All these different reports, but the fact that the Broncos are checking in and are connected to Cook indicates that Williams is probably not going to be an option until October, and even then will be on a limited probably snap count. He had a very, very serious injury, multiple tears in his knee. It's going to be tough for him to come back from that. So Javonte Williams is a complete write-off, in my opinion, this season in fantasy football, and especially if Dalvin Cook lands there, because Cook is going to be the starter, and when Williams does come back, it's going to be a 50-50 split. Maybe a 60-40 for Cook, and Perine is still there as well. So that can become a real big mess in Denver, when Williams does come back to join 2 other capable backs. In Miami, the same problems can be very crowded. Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, the 2 ex-49ers brought in by Mike McDaniel, the head coach, who both played very well last season, or quite well. I wouldn't say very well. They were very solid. They were, they were solid and steady performers, both of them. They brought in Devin Arcane during the draft. They still have Myles Gaskin in town, so they have a lot of running backs on this team. I always found it to be a very strange fit for Dalvin Cook, but if Cook ends up there, and a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire with situations like this, do the Dolphins then trade Mostert? Do they trade Jeff Wilson? I think they will. Because if you bring in Cook, he's going to probably get the majority of the carries. I think Wilson would be a good complement. They probably would trade Mostert, if I would imagine, because he's getting up there in age and he's very injury prone. And they would be selling high on him coming off his best complete season last year. But it's not a good option for Cook, whether it's in Denver or in Miami. I'm out on him completely on the age alone and the injury-prone label, 28, and major injury history. And if he goes to Miami, you cross off Jeff Wilson, you cross off Raheem Mostert as well. So Cook would be a running back 2 no matter where he ends up, down from running back 1 in Minnesota. All right, guys, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More videos, profiles on the way soon, plus live streams. Probably going to do another live stream tomorrow, so make sure you check that out.